Let me ask you something. What if someone didn't cry at their own mother's funeral? That's the really unsettling question at the heart of Albert Camus' classic, The Stranger. It's one of those books that just completely unravels how we think about emotion, morality, and, well, what it even means to be human. So let's dive in and see if we can unlock its mysteries together. Right from the jump, the book hits you with this absolute bombshell of a line. Maman died today. Or yesterday, maybe. I don't know. Whoa. I mean, it's not just that he's unsure. It's the chilling lack of feeling. That one sentence throws you right into the deep end and makes you ask, who on earth is this person? So that person is our main character, Meursault. On the surface, he's just a French guy living in Algiers, but really, he's kind of living on another planet emotionally. He is so disconnected from the normal rules of society that he becomes a stranger, not just to us, but you get the feeling he's a stranger to himself, too. And we see this indifference up close right away. At his mom's funeral, he doesn't even pretend to be sad like everyone expects. Honestly, he seems more annoyed by the hot weather than he is about his mother dying. He smokes, he drinks coffee, and mostly, he just feels tired. It's just so deeply weird and unsettling. And this detachment, it isn't a one-off thing. It shapes his whole life. I mean, the day after the funeral, he goes on a date and starts an affair. Does he love her? When she asks, he literally says the word love means nothing. He helps this shady neighbor get revenge on a woman, not because he's evil, but just because the guy asked. Every choice is passive. It's all about physical feelings, not right or wrong. And this path of just saying, why not? Well, it leads him straight to a violent showdown on a blazing hot beach. All right, so this is where everything changes. That day on the beach is the moment where all of Meursault's passive indifference, the heat, the sun, all these casual choices, it all just ignites into this one shocking, irreversible act. He's blinded by the sun, right? And he's facing one of the men from an earlier fight. The sun flashes off the guy's knife. Meursault fires his gun. But, and this is the part that gives you chills, there's a pause. And then he fires 4 more times into the man's lifeless body. It is brutal, it makes no sense, and it's completely detached. So when the cops ask him, why? Why'd you do it? Was it self-defense? Meursault gives them nothing. His only explanation? Because of the sun. I mean, what is anyone supposed to do with an answer like that? Society can't accept it, and his trial becomes this desperate search for meaning that Meursault just refuses to give them. So Meursault's arrested, and the whole story just flips. We're in a courtroom now, but you realize pretty quickly this isn't really a trial for murder. No, this is a trial for a man's soul. It's a judgment on him for not following the unwritten rules of how you're supposed to feel. And this is the absolute core of it. On paper, the legal crime is murder. But the real crime, the one he's actually being judged for, it's that he just doesn't care in the way he's supposed to. The court seems to care way less about the man who died on the beach and a whole lot more about the man who didn't cry for his own mother. You won't believe the evidence they use against him. It has almost nothing to do with the shooting. The prosecutor just keeps hammering away at Meursault's behavior after his mother died. The coffee, the cigarette, the fact that he went on a date. His simple, maybe brutal honesty about his feelings gets twisted around to paint him as this soulless monster. And then comes the final blow. The prosecutor calls him a monster with a soul empty of humanity. In the end, Meursault is sentenced to death. And let's be real, it's not for killing a man. It's for failing to put on a show, for not performing the correct emotions at his mother's funeral. His honesty basically gets him kicked out of the human race. Okay, so what is going on with this guy? Why is he like this? To really truly get to the heart of The Stranger, you have to understand the big, powerful philosophy that's driving it all. Albert Camus's idea of the absurd. So, what is the absurd? Well, imagine you're shouting a question into a huge canyon, like, what's the meaning of it all? And the only thing that comes back is silence. Nothing. That's the absurd. See, we humans, we are wired to look for meaning, for purpose, for answers. But the universe, Camus says, is totally silent and could not care less. That huge gap between our need for meaning and the universe's total silence, that conflict, that's the absurd. And once you get that, suddenly, Meursault makes a whole new kind of sense. He's what Camus called an absurd hero. He's alienated because he refuses to lie about how he feels, in a world that's built on social lies. He's condemned because he won't play the game of faking emotions. And for him, the physical world, the sun, the sea, that's all that's real. Why? Because abstract ideas like love and morality mean nothing in a universe that has no meaning. So in his final days, waiting to be executed, Meursault doesn't find God. He doesn't find remorse. No, instead, he finds something way more profound, this radical kind of acceptance and freedom. His big transformation starts with this huge explosion of rage. A chaplain comes to offer him the comforting idea of an afterlife, and Meursault just completely loses it on him. But in that rejection, he finally sees the truth. We are all condemned to die, and the universe does not care one bit. And by accepting that really harsh reality, he finds this unexpected, deep sense of peace. And here's the ultimate paradox. By finally embracing what he calls the gentle indifference of the world, Meursault realizes it's just like him. He's indifferent too. And just like that, he's no longer a stranger. For the very first time, by letting go of this huge burden of trying to find meaning where there isn't any, he actually feels happy and free. And that's the challenge the stranger leaves us with, isn't it? Meursault chose a brutal, indifferent truth over comforting lies, and he found a strange kind of freedom in it. So the question the book really forces you to ask yourself is, in our own lives, which one do we choose? And that, right there, is what makes this novel so timeless and so incredibly unsettling.